Hi guys, we're here with Jacqui again, discussing how to interrupt unwanted behaviour.
Hello, we're here with Nani. She is a dog currently in care with Wollongong Animal Rescue Network. And whilst it doesn't look like it at the moment, Nani's issues are when she becomes aroused, so either through excitement or through stress, she can become very bitey. So she grabs onto clothes and doesn't want to let go until you pop it. So there are numerous different ways that we could work with a dog in terms of trying to teach her to let go and to calm down. One, we could teach her a good word for off, so release the word that's in your, release whatever's in your mouth, so leave, tar, drop, whatever people use. A typical way that you could do that would be through an exchange mechanism. So you start with something of relative low value, such as a pen. We offer it down to the dog. It's because it's something new, the dog will probably at least sniff it. While they're engaged with it, we offer the food and move it away. So we'll see if Nani wants to do that. Nuts. Good girl. Off. Good girl. So that can be a nice way of just doing an exchange. Okay. Okay. The idea is that over time you would fade the use of the lure up front. So you would just have the object ask for the off, and as she leaves, the object pay her for it, and you would start to make the object more exciting, more interesting to her. So we're adding difficulty to it. So that's a nice exchange one. Another one is a guy called Jacqui Tourle. He runs a company in the UK called Domesticated Manners. He has a great video that teaches drop in a different way, and it involves making that word pretty exciting, that you're willing to give up anything in your mouth at the time. So if you find, he's got a YouTube channel, Domesticated Manners, and if you look for the word, the video drop, you'll find that there. But today we're going to focus on a more general behaviour that essentially interrupts any unwanted behaviour. So it can be useful for letting go of items, it can be useful for stopping a dog from digging or jumping or doing all sorts of things, and the idea is that when that word is said, the dog comes running towards you because it has worked out really, really, really well for them in the past. With Nani, we're going to use, I'm just going to use the word pop pop. That's my kind of cue that interrupts any sort of behaviour. Typically as humans, we use the word no when we want to interrupt behaviour. So if we want to stop something, we just say no, no to the dog. But really that only gives the dog, at best, half the information. At best, our tone of voice is perhaps communicating that there's something that they should stop doing, but we're not focusing on what we want to do. There is also the chance that by escalating the tension in our voice, we can escalate the behaviour in the dog. So if they are doing it from a stress base or an arousal base, sometimes by us getting stressed and tense in our response, the dog can actually escalate that behaviour. And that can happen with Nani. So if she is tugging on a sleeve and someone's yelling, no, no, she tugs harder. That increases that arousal. So we're going to start by just introducing a positive interrupter. And I'll tell you where you get a great video on this behaviour at the end of it. But the idea is just to start to pair a word with awesome things. So in this case, I've got chicken. So Nani, I'm just going to see if we can get her attention. She's off lead so she can do whatever she wants at the moment. Good, yeah. It's pretty good, isn't it? So it doesn't matter that she's looking at me or looking away from me at the moment. I'm just pairing that word with food and with something that the dog finds valuable. In this case, chicken works pretty well, doesn't it, sweetie? Oh, that was a little bit quick there, so she didn't turn to look at me yet. So you want to keep sessions nice and short and really easy to begin with. We're not asking her to give anything up at this stage. We're not asking her to stop doing anything. All we're doing is pairing that word with something really good, in this case chicken. And it's going to take a little bit of time for dogs to learn the correlation between that word and giving something up. So we're going to just do it nicely and slowly and do short sessions. Yes, good girl. on, let it go. Now I'm rolling the food for her. That's just a bit of a personal preference of mine. Dogs often find the movement even more interesting, so it adds to the value of the food. Nani and I have also just met too, so it lowers the pressure of her having to take food out of my hand, but it's just a personal preference. Yes. Yes. Good girl. All gone. I've started adding in a yes word there too, and that is a marker. So a marker is just a tool that can help with timing. I'm using the verbal marker of yes, and what that does is just help her understand exactly what it is that we want to reinforce. So I'm just saying, when you turn away from whatever you're doing and look towards me, that's the behaviour that we want to pay. So I'm saying yes, and then following it through with a treat. Yes. Good girl. Yes. Right, all gone. So you can see at the moment, she's not particularly enthusiastic just yet, but a lot of that has to do with her and me and having only just met. So she's still building confidence and trust in me. If this is your own dog, then they'd probably be much more relaxed and much more excited at this point. But it is about trying to build some excitement in that behaviour and getting them to come to you. So for her, she's pretty happy. It does mean chicken, but she's not uber relaxed as she would be if it was your own dog or a dog that you know particularly well. So we're going to just give her a little break, and we'll keep going in a second. She's free to wander off and do what she wants, so she's happy to work at times and then head off, and that is important, giving dogs a choice to participate or not participate. I'm just going to try it in a second when she's a little bit further away but not completely engrossed in something. She's having a drink of water right now. So once she's sort of done with the drink of water, I'll try the pup, and if she does come back, then she's going to get a bit of a party in terms of the treats. Oh, she's wandered off. Always fun with live videos, that's all good. Just see if I can get her attention. Oh, you a clever girl. Yes, you are. Wow, that was fun, wasn't it? Yes. Yeah. Yes. Good girl. Good girl. Hold on. The idea with keeping your sessions really short and sharp is also that you would like the dog left wanting more when you end your session. If you try and do training too much and the dog's like, oh, kind of done with it now, you've dropped off the enthusiasm for that component of training. So keep them really short and sharp, let them have some breaks, come back, and you'll help to increase that enthusiasm. The idea with this behaviour is that once you do a lot of foundation work on this, do it at home, where it's quiet, there's nothing else going on, then start to do it in the garden, then start to do it at the front of your house. You could do it while you're going on a walk. If you're walking along with your dog, call out, "Bop, bop," and if they turn to you, yes, good girl, they get a treat. So you're starting to generalise and add distractions into it. Bop, bop, yes. And then the idea is, bop, bop, you can start to, so she's getting a little bit more energetic, then you can start to do it when they are involved in something. So again, probably not something that they find particularly high value, but if they're just sort of sniffing around something, doing something, try it, if they give that up and come to you, bang, really good choice. And the idea is over time, they're able to increase the distraction level and give that up. So it can be a useful behaviour for if a dog is doing something that you're not comfortable with, pup, they come to you and you reward them. There is a great video by a lady called Emily Lalum who runs a YouTube channel called Kiko Pup, which is Kikopup. And it's a positive interrupter is the video. She does a great video on this behaviour as it exists. And that's a really good resource to have a look at. Yes, clever girl. You can use any word that you want. I use pup, that's again my own personal preference. It takes time, don't rush it with your dogs, do it slowly, and remember that we are rewarding giving up the behaviour. It doesn't matter what they're doing at the start, it's about giving it up and coming to you, making that a safe, good experience. It'll help you stop behaviour and it helps to lower the tension as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Annie, you could get
Thank you.